for educational purposes. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. And to me, it's always morning. We'll talk about that briefly here in just a second. But if you guys think about it, we have an opportunity here. That's why you'll hear me say good morning no matter what time of day it is. Morning starts with an M and an O, as in every single moment is a momentous opportunity. So tonight I'm going to help you guys by showing you a different way in which to sell, to maximize profit using emotional intelligence. Does anybody know what emotional intelligence is? Good. Do you have an idea? Okay, what's your idea?
How people feel about something, and you know.
Okay, feel is a four-letter word. Okay, you guys are hear quite a bit talk about these things. What we use is a four-letter word concept, which you guys can find in the book. And the way it works is all four-letter words, you have to be very careful when you use these, are emotionally based, which means that they can be manipulated and they can be used to help guide people into doing different things. So we're going to help you tonight by showing you one of those four-letter words. And the four-letter word that we're going to talk to you about tonight is sell. Okay, you guys never thought about selling as being an emotional thing, but it is a very emotional process. And we're going to show you guys 5 techniques that will help you increase your profit while being more emotionally connected to your customers. So this is going to help you gain product sales, profit sales, and customers along with repeat customers because they're going to feel more connected to us. Okay, one of the things that we used to talk about all the time is, can you sell ice to an Eskimo? Of course, if that Eskimo walked into my shop, he's there for ice. Okay, anybody who comes into your place of business is there to spend money. It is their job. They would not walk into the store if they didn't want to spend money on whatever items you might have to offer. Okay, we're going to gear all of our topics tonight, all of our stories through Herbalife to kind of help you guys have a really good understanding of how this spins into selling Herbalife products and setting them up for the other things you guys do as far as weight loss challenges and other promotional opportunities that are welcome through Herbalife. Okay, we're going to show you how the sell technique works. Okay, so the very first thing is we have to understand, why do we need to use emotional intelligence? Well, the reason we need to use emotional intelligence and the concept of sell is sitting right in front of you on a little black screen. The internet, cell phones. Today's consumer is 10 times more prepared, more intelligent, and more informed than consumers 10 years ago. Okay, they have access to an amazing amount of information. So we need to find other ways to connect our products to those people, because they are, believe it or not, most of them just as intelligent on our products and what they can do as we are, because they can research just like we can. So we need to use a new technique like the sell technique in order to get them to buy into us. Okay, we don't sell products. I match people to products. I sell myself, and we sell the process. And that's what we're going to have you guys do, and we're going to show you some really cool ways to do that. Okay, so the first thing that has to change of the 5 is your persona. Okay, when you think of a salesman, what comes to mind automatically? Everybody sees the slick talky guy with the power tie, car salesman, aggressive, buy, 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 you got it, you got it, you got it. That's what everybody thinks a salesman is. We have to change that mentality. And we have to change that mentality in ourselves. Okay, just like I told you, I sell myself, never a product. Because our job is to match our products with their needs, their wants, and turn them into their musts. So we're going to use their emotional need to match products that we offer while selling ourselves the service. Okay, it's called customer service, not product placement. So we are going to make sure that we are very good at selling our services more than the products. The products will take care of themselves. You know, Lou Holt says, take care of the little things, big stuff takes care of itself. And we really buy into those concepts and how they work. So the first thing you have to do is change your mindset. Okay, you are not a slick salesman. You're not here in a suit and tie. You're not trying to just take whatever you can. You do not want a one and done, sell every product on the shelf, and don't come back and see you again. You are not that type of person. You are a superhero. You are a product placement management professional. This is your job. You take whatever the needs of the person I'm talking to, match them to a product that will assist them, and then we follow up just like a doctor would, and we make sure that our products are doing their job, and then they will, in turn, bring in more clients. It's about maximizing your clientele, not maximizing your product sale. Okay, so that's the most important. Now, sell itself being a 4-letter word, we use a lot of acronyms in our process. And here's how SALE, the other four, are going to assist you. Okay, SALE stands for shake, educate, lead, and love. Okay, once again, just to make sure that we have them: shake, educate, lead, and love. Okay, this is going to help you increase your percentage of sales, and we're going to go through these one at a time. And not only will we give you definitions of them, I'm going to show you how they work in real life scenarios and how you can possibly do these. Okay, the first thing, my favorite one to do, my kids love it when we do this all the time. Did you guys know that the most powerful 10 seconds that you have to make a sale is the first 10 seconds that you have of actual contact with the person? Okay, now, trust me when I say this, we do not believe in contact as in, hey, welcome to the club, what can I help you with? That's not contact. Contact is physical touch, sensation. We need to create a connection. Okay, we're all about building rapport and creating a connection. We do that through the handshake. Okay, we have to go back to a number of years when handshakes were the way business was done. We need to bring that back. Because subconsciously, these people have parents and grandparents who taught them the person who shakes your hand is a person you can trust. So here's how we do those. Now, believe it or not, how you shake hands is very important. Okay, there's a couple of different ways that you can shake hands that show different things. So the first thing I want to do is I'll do a little exercise. Okay, you guys all pretty much look like you're partnered up. I would like for you to stand up. Turn to the partner next to you. Give them a handshake from 1945. Just a good old-fashioned handshake. Okay, freeze. Freeze with your hands locked. I want you to notice something very important. Look at your hand. Whose ever hand is on the top is the dominant person in this encounter.
Don't turn like that.
If your hand is palm up, you are the submissive person in this encounter. Okay, you guys go and have a seat and we'll show you why this is important.
I mean,
Even
she's
is
a
perfect.
lady.
Okay?
I
Even
mean,
is perfect.
she's a lady.
Okay, if you are dead even,
I'm a gentleman.
like these two are dead even. Even is great because it shows you have mutual respect and rapport. But how does this matter to us? Because even at a subconscious level, I want to show that I am in charge while taking away that whole air of salesmanship. Okay, so here's one of the ways that we do it. So we're gonna get you on partner today. Okay, well, I want you to walk in through the door. I'm gonna show you how we would greet somebody. Okay, now what we want to do is we're gonna do a series called mirroring. I'm going to walk through the door and to show you exactly tempo, handshake, how we would greet them before we get them to start. Okay, so as the person walks in the door, give them 3 steps. Start to walk with the same exact tempo. Same as you raise your hand, palm up. How you doing? My name's Caleb. What's your name? Joe. I'm sorry, what was that? Joe. Joe. Sorry, my ears are crazy. Man, it's great to meet you, Joe. It's a pleasure. Hey, so you came in to look for a couple of different things today. What would you say your biggest fitness goal is? I can tell you're working out. You got the muscle shirt on. What is your biggest goal?
To lose more weight.
To lose more weight. Okay, so if this is what we're looking for, and then we're going to pause it there because I'm going to tell you how to leave from that point. But the things I want you guys to notice, thank you, Joe, is how did I approach? The same tempo. Okay, it's very important. Mirroring builds rapport. So if you go at the same speed towards them that they go at towards you, you build rapport. Okay, it's a whole lot different than, hey, how you doing? Welcome to the club, man. Okay, great to see you, great to see you. Okay, what does that do to your potential client? Scares them off, freaks them out. Right? We don't want to freak you out. We want to welcome you in. Okay, and just how I showed you guys with the handshake, you want to show, believe it or not, this is a really cool thing. The first thing you do when you shake someone's hand is you bring the palm up from your holster. Okay, you want to show your palms. What you're actually and effectively showing them is that you're unarmed. Basically, you're showing, look, I'm not going to kill you. So I am open and I want to communicate with you. Okay, so once we begin that show of openness, now they're going to show, okay, I can trust you because you don't have a weapon. This is a very literal subconscious thing that happens. As soon as they let down that guard, they show you that. Now you go to the handshake and you rotate to even. Okay, what we want to do is we want to make it look a whole lot even. These guys did a great job of being even. Okay, but if I want to still show dominance, I'm going to shake 3 times, and by the 3rd one, just that little slap. Okay, it doesn't mean nothing to you, you don't think, but subconsciously he knows that I'm in charge, and that I know what I'm talking about, and I don't have the position of authority, which means I know more about this product than he does. All by simply shaking their hand 3 times and slightly turning without their ever notice. Okay, the other thing you want to match is you always want to match pressure. Unless, of course, it's a dead fish, then just give him a high five. Right away, a dead fish. Okay? You want to match your pressure with their pressure. Okay? The reason you're doing that is because you are showing your client, your potential customer, that you guys are equals in mind, so you're not going to screw them over. Okay? You and I are much alike, so I'm not going to take advantage of you. We are equals in this business deal. Because we've already showed you it's a business deal. I'm the authority, but we're equals. So we want to shape those things in a mirroring concept to develop rapport. Okay, how many handshakes do you need to give? 3 to 5. Okay, what happens if you go more? What happens if you get all carried away? What happened to me, right? You give them the old electric chair. Okay, we don't want to give them too many. All we're trying to do is build rapport. Now, another thing you guys saw me do is when I walked in there is, did you see me grab his elbow? Okay, what we're doing there is we're developing an additional touch. By developing additional touch, you are developing additional rapport and connection. Okay, so let me warn you on a couple things. Rule number 1 of additional touch. Never shake hands with 2 hands. Okay, that is a subconscious romantic relationship waiting to happen. Okay, this is a signal that you are looking for romance. Okay, the best place to do it, and most people do, is right on the elbow, because you don't want to invade their space, but at the same time, you don't want them to be able to repel you either. There's a really cool tool for when you grab the elbow. I pull them in and pretend I'm deaf, even though I can hear Joe. Your name was Joe. That's real easy to tell. But I wanted to make sure he knew that I was making rapport. I was connecting with him. So I pull into his comfort zone. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What was that? And so now I've developed a closer rapport with this person and never even talked about product. All by just doing a slight little touch and pulling into his zone. And how many shakes do you have going on? 3. All right, Joe, good to meet you, man. Pleasure. And then you step back to the comfort zone, and then we can start working into our next progression, which is our next phase. Okay, so just to retouch on shake to make sure you're aware, mirror 3 to 5 times. Make sure you end the authority figure, but you welcome the connection. Okay, you want to end as the authority figure, but welcome the connection. And that's going to lead us to our second phase in sell, and that is educate. Okay, educate is very important. Yes, sir.
I was going to ask, the same way you greet them and you approach them, is that as well outside of the club as it is inside?
It depends on what you're trying to accomplish. Okay, so if I'm in a position where I want to sell something, I'll go right into them and we'll do the same situations. If I'm hanging out with my friends, I don't go up to Johnny. What's up, Johnny? We don't do that. We're still friends. We do other things based on social situations. However, if you're ever in a case where you want to get that, say you want to buy a car, turn the script on them. Okay, so you come at them and you overpower them and you control their action. You show them I'm the authority figure, you and I work for me. And that's how you can kind of control some of those things to help this benefit you on the other side. Right, because there is a two-way street to everything that we do, which we're about to talk about. Okay, so our second phase is to educate. We're going to educate 2 people. The most important person to educate, myself. Okay, I'm the number 1 person that needs to be educated in our conversation. What is it that I need to be educated on? I need to be educated on what you want, on what you need, and then it's my job as a salesperson to turn your wants and needs into something you must have. But if I don't know what they are, then I can't help you. So how do we get those things? The way we get those things is simply by asking questions. Okay, we always want to ask leading questions that never give us 2 things. Never ask a question in which the answer is no, because we're going to tell you in a little bit, you don't want them to start to say no. We're actually going to get them to say yes as many times as possible. Okay, and the second thing is never answer a yes or no question at all. Leave them open. We want stories. Okay, if you guys have people interaction, what do people love to tell you? Their story. Man, what's going on with my life? Where have I been through? How much have I done? They want to tell you their story. You want to hear that story because you're going to be listening to that story for all the different educated details that you can get out of it. Okay, now here's how you listen to one of those stories. You're going to listen to those stories in a free move scenario. Okay, so I want you guys to notice something. What does this look like? A 3, correct? M, E, and W. But every single one of those is very simply an E. When you turn it one direction, you see one perspective, it becomes an M. You turn it again, it becomes a 3. You turn it one more time, it becomes a W. We call this 3 moon. You guys can get this out of the book. It's a really cool concept. Every event, every emotion, every single conversation that you have has 3 ways in which it can be multiply figured out or manipulated so that their emotion will develop your win. Okay, it's the 3 move principle. Every event, every emotion has 3 ways in which it can be manipulated or it can be understood to win. What are we looking for in those stories? Their emotions. We want that emotional tie. Okay, like for example, when we started with Joe's story, Joe immediately started going, well, I want to lose more weight. So what did he already give me in there? He gave me a 4-letter word, lose. So I know that somewhere inside of Joe is a little fat kid who was called fat at some point, and someone hit him deep, and he wants to lose that person. Am I right, Joe?
Yes, sir.
Ain't that crazy? All because he used the 4-letter word, because people do this stuff subconsciously. They don't know they're using them. So by telling me that, I know now, okay, so what are we going to do with Joe? Well, with Joe, getting him on the shake, on the tee, is not going to be enough. Because Joe needs support. Joe needs self-esteem. Okay? Joe doesn't know it, and he's not going to tell me that because Joe's a guy. Guys will do that. But I have to be willing as a salesperson to pull that stuff out. Okay, so I know that Joe wants to lose weight, which means that he wants to have an emotional tie to this. So I need to teach him how to emotionally get those things done. So now I start to go through my little protocol of my education. What products do I have that will match Joe? Because not every product is for everybody. If I were here to sell every product, then I'd just be a sleazy salesman. I'm here to sell the right product to a client who's going to come back and buy more products, and then we'll sell those other products to other people who need them. Okay, so we want to make sure we do those things. So here's a couple of different questions that you can ask just as examples of ways you can get people to really open up. The first one, what would you say is your biggest obstacle in achieving your goals? Okay, so you've already given them profound thought, right? So we're going to pick on you a little bit, Joe, because we've already started with you. So Joe, what would you say is your biggest obstacle in losing weight?
Eating.
Eating. Okay, what do you mean by eating? Do you overeat? Do you eat all at one time? Is that kind of how you have a problem doing it? Okay, so now what have we just learned about Joe in one question? He can't control his eating. Why? Joe is a what? Joe is an emotional eater. Right? We know that because he told me he wants to lose weight. So he is an emotional eater. So we've got to make sure we find 2 things. Number 1, what's the product we're going to hit him with right away? Something that shakes to what? Control his cravings, right? We'll also probably hit him with a total control to help those cravings a little bit along throughout the day. Correct? Are we going to go all out and give him lift off and all that others? Especially not something like lift off, because what's it going to do to Joe? What happens when you get like this and you're an emotional person? So too go your emotions. And so Joe becomes a speed eater. Okay, we're not trying to feed into that situation. But we know that Joe is an emotional eater, so we're going to work on some control stuff. And then we're going to work on building him slowly into the part that we really know that we can get him with. Okay, so we've already got Joe pretty much bought into 2 products. He just doesn't know it yet. So we're starting to select our products for him. We haven't told him what they are yet. We're starting to select it. Okay, so let me ask Joe, you've ever used these products before, right? You've been through once in a while? Yes. What's your favorite part of these products? What's your coolest thing you like about shakes?
That keeps me full.
Okay, so that's your favorite part. Your favorite part is you have
Tastes good.
And they taste good. Okay, so your favorite thing is things that taste good and that keep you full. Okay, so now how can we use this information? What else could Joe use that is full and flavorful? Starts with an A, ends with a pull fiber. Very good. I knew you could do it, Andy. Apple fiber, right? Apple fiber is phenomenal. It tastes like tea. It has plenty of stuff to keep you full. And it'll be very helpful for what Joe needs. Right? Because what's the other cool thing about apple fiber when you drink it late at night and it's warm? What's it going to do to your emotions? It's going to soothe you down. Keep you from emotionally eating. So I've already found 3 products that I think are really going to help Joe out in 2 questions. Right? So now let's go through our 3rd question we normally do. Alright, Joe, so we got to get to the nuts and bolts, man. I'm not going to leave you hanging all day. What is your best scenario for leaving here? What is it that you really want to leave today with? Do you want to spend $1,000 to get everything on the shelf? Or what is it you exactly need today to get you through till next week when you come and see me again?
Shake mix and apple fiber.
Shake mix and the fiber is what you think you need today. Okay, so very good. So now we've already known what has he basically already sold himself. Shake mix and fiber. So now all I really got to do is what? Not yet. I just got to push him a little bit of total control because I'll get him to buy that in just a minute. And we'll add in the tea and the aloe so we make sure that he's nice and calm. We're going to get 6 products sold on this one person through 3 questions. Because I'm educated, right? Remember, the first person you educate is yourself. And then you educate the client, which is where we come into that second phase when we start to lead them in a second. We're going to educate Joe. And I'm going to show you how to educate Joe right into where we want him to go. Okay? Do what?
I learned about educating at the retail class this past.
Sweet, very good. So this stuff will work. Okay, so now we come to the next one, which is our third phase, lead. Okay, lead is on purpose. I'm going to take Joe on an emotional roller coaster ride. Okay, I am going to pull him everywhere I want him to go, knowing full well that I have to be extremely careful not to mess too much with fat, emotions, weights, numbers, things of those nature. I need to lead Joe. Okay, there's a couple different things you want to do when we lead Joe. Okay, one of them is called the Trinity, which we'll talk about second. And the second one is my favorite, yes man. Okay, it's all about turning Joe into a yes man. And how we're going to do that is by leading him through both questions and educating him. I'm going to educate him while getting him to say yes 3 to 5 times. All in the next minute and a half. Okay, so here's how we're going to do it. Okay, so we're going to work with you a little bit more. Joe, how's that sound?
Yes.
You feel like, yes, very good. Sweet, so let's talk a little bit about your apple fiber. Okay, so do you know that apple fiber is fiber, so it's going to make you feel full for a longer period of time? Oh, fantastic. Did you know that it has a really cool taste and a special feature in it that's going to help you calm down late at night?
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Did you know that it works extremely well with total control during the day so that you have both satiation during the day and apple fiber during the night? Oh, let me tell you about that for a second then. So pay attention to this concept, Joe. You're going to like this. So if you take the shake, what you take, correct? Okay, so right after your shake, you do a total control. That shake and total control will last you 3 to 4 hours, correct? See, you already knew that, Joe. We knew you knew that. So once we take total control, we know those 3 to 4 hour windows are going to lead us to my next meal. That meal is either going to be another shake, because that's what you do, Joe, right? Because you're one of the guys who are on top of the game and you're always losing weight, and I appreciate that. And then we're going to do another total control. Keep me till dinner. I get to eat dinner and then have me an apple fiber tea. And how good is my day? Phenomenal. Fantastic. Joe just said yes 3 times. It worked great and phenomenal. He's associated all of those things with me and Herbalife. So now all I have to do now, I've got them locked into what products? What are you thinking, Joe, in your head? I need total control. I need, and I need, okay, and you believe that you actually need them. Okay, need is a powerful thing. Okay, we've taken what he wants to lose weight, turned it into he needs this product. Right? So now we're going to take his wants and his needs and turn them into I must have it. Okay, and we do this through the trifecta. Okay, this is one of my favorite things. Everybody been horse racing? The trifecta, you pick out what? First, second, and third, correct? This is a really cool, useful trick that we do to all sorts of people to help them identify what products I choose. So Joe, we've established that you want to get some certain things done, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now normally I would definitely do this with products in hand, so we have a nice wonderful shelf, so we'll use it a little bit. Okay Joe, so here's what we got. We know that you want apple, we know that you want shake mix, we know that you want tea, because you can't do shake without tea, right? Very good, sold. So now we know we also need aloe, because we want to make sure your stomach's nice and calm. A calm stomach equals a calm mind equals a calm Joe. Alright, so we're going to make sure we get that taken care of, and then we can get our total control. You know what else we can get for you is we have all these wonderful things. If you want more testosterone, I can do that for you. If you want rose hips, I can do that for you. You want soy nuts all day, I can do that for you. Do you want prolonged? Do you want carbs? We can do that for you. So what am I giving Joe? A huge laundry list of stuff on purpose. Because I know that through science, people will always say no to the very first thing you offer them. because you just were built that way. I'm not taking the first thing. You're trying to trick me into doing all this stuff, right? You're already thinking, Joe, what happened to total control? I just wanted, right? You already got you on. You're defensive. I want you defensive. So you go, no, I don't want all that stuff. Coach, I don't need all that crap. Okay, cool. So let's give you my second option, right? So I'm going to give you 3 options that I think will help you out. Option 1 is to buy all of these things. It's going to cost you a couple $100. It's going to be a little bit rough on your wallet, but I think you can get away with it. If you truly want to go all out, this is all out. Be prepared, because 10% of Americans will say, Coach, I want to go all out. Say, okay, sign them up, sell them, and done, because they wanted it. They chose. Okay? The other 90%, I don't want to do all that craziness. I don't need all that stuff. Okay, well, let's go to our second option, Joe. I call this our value option. Okay, I'm going to give you just 5 products that are the most powerful for what we're asking them to do. Okay, and I'm going to be honest with you, Joe, because I don't want to cheat you. We already talked about us being on a good rapport. They're not cheap. Okay, these are the 5 best products we have. And these are the ones that are going to take care of what we need you to take care of. Right? Shake Mix, Total Control, Prolesa, they're the most expensive thing on earth. Tea and aloe. Okay, I can get you on all those. It's gonna cost you $300-400, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. However, they do the job, but they are the highest value stuff. They're the best quality products. They are our power products. Okay, would that be something that you might be interested in, Joe, or is that still just a little bit too much?
Yes, I'll be interested.
You're interested in that one? Oh, cool. Then let's sign you up. We got a couple $100 on you, and we'll do it right now.
Yes.
Joe sold. He went for option 2. Cool, we'll take it. Okay, we'll take option 2 if it goes. You always have to be prepared for yes, because we've been building them up the whole time. Because not only did I just sell you Prolesa, which is an amazing feat most of the time, we still sold you 4 other products. We made a few $100 on you, right? Easy peasy. And we're still not even done working with Joe. I'm not even done leading them yet. Okay, so let's, for the sake of the argument, say he says no, right? Because the actual odds are that 90% of the people, when given 3 choices, take choice number 3. Especially if you give it to them in that, here's what I can do for you though, Joe. I can give you, without Prolesa, okay, that's the next step. I want you to keep that in mind because you will use it at some point in order to take yourself to the next level, okay? But I can take care of you today, and I'm going to get you shake, I'm going to get you aloe, I'm going to get you tea, I'm going to get you total control, and I'm going to get you your apple fiber stuff you really do want. And we're going to square you up, and we're going to help you out because I think I can do this. Let me go talk to some people, talk to my managers, and I'm going to make a phone call. I'm going to come back. I'm going to see if I can't score you up a deal. Because that's my job. My job is to get you what you need at a price. So I'm going to hook you up with a little bit of discount of some kind. I'm going to see what we can do. Fair enough? Cool. So then you go off. Leave him for a couple seconds. Okay, you want to leave him. You don't even need to talk to anybody. Go ahead and leave him because now he's already said yes. Come back and go, you know what, Joe? The best I can do, I can give you a free shake and tea right now so you feel good, and we'll still get you set up on these, and then I'm going to lead you into something that's going to be really useful for you to coach you through this process. Fair enough, man. I'll buy you lunch today. How's that? Cool? Right on, man. So I just cost myself $5 to buy him a shake, right? Well, actually, that's always $12. That's what it cost me to make them. And yet we've sold all of these things. So now Joe's happy. Joe has what he needs to be effective. He's been led right into what he needs to be effective. Joe thinks I'm his best friend. Isn't that right, Joe? Joe's amazing. Coach, it's cool. We're going to be all right. Coach is going to help me do what I need to do. Okay, so now we get to lead him into the last part, the most important phase in SEP. So now that I've led him to the cash register, I'm going to finish with the most important thing. I got to love Joe. Okay, it's very important. This is where clients coming back is critical to our business. Okay, I've led him to the cash register. I've led him to products. I have led this man into giving me hard-earned money out of his wallet in order to buy my products because he believes that I'm going to help him with what he wants. And we go all the way back to his story. Joe wants to lose weight, so he wants to control his emotional eating. I can help Joe do that. Will the products in themselves guarantee that? Not necessarily, because Joe has a emotional concept. So here's where we turn our love part on. So I'm going to give Joe something extra. I'm like, now look, Joe, you got all this stuff, and it is going to work, man, I promise you. But I want to offer you something for free, man. I want to offer you a call from me every few days to see if you're doing okay. And then in addition to that, I'm going to help you by showing you this thing we have called the Weight Loss Challenge. Did you know, Joe, that it might just be possible for you to get your goal and get it paid for at the same time? Would that sound pretty sweet? Yeah. Okay, it's possible. Now, there is a cost up front. And so we are basically banking on you getting your goal. So if you give us the $25 for the weight loss challenge, you have me for 6 weeks on your butt, and we're gonna do everything we can to get that goal using these products, show you how they work, help you with the workouts, and help Joe get what you want. Would you be interested in doing something like that? Because now, what do I have Joe? For 6 weeks. Okay, Joe is now my client. Joe and I are going to be buddies for the next 6 weeks, and we're literally going to tell you, Joe, you want to win the money? To get the results you want. No excuses, no crying. You ask me your things, I give you answers, we work it out, you get results. You get your results, you win. Even if you don't win money, you win your results. And the most important thing that you want is that reward. Either way, you're going to be rewarded at the end of this thing. But you and I have to go on a ride, Joe. Are you willing to go on a ride with me?
Yes.
Very good. So we're going to go on that ride. This is where the love comes in. And I always call it a lot like when you get a girlfriend the first time. When do you call her back? You call her back the next day? What's wrong with you? No, man. As he sits alone next to Andy. When do you call your girl back after you first start dating? Special rule. What is it, Luis? 3 to 5 days later. So we're going to wait 3 days before we call Joe. Because what do we want Joe to have time to do?
Think.
Decompress all that stuff. Figure out all these things. Have time to look at the products. Have time to start to develop a plan. So in 3 days, I'm going to give Joe a call. Hey, Joe, it's Coach. What's going on, man? How you doing? Joe, I'm doing great, Coach. What can I do for you? Well, I don't know how you're doing. And have you started doing the products? How are they working for you? You have any questions I can help you with? You have any workout stuff I can help you with? We're having a meeting next Tuesday about motivation, or Mondays, or around motivation on Monday, so if you need a little help with that fire inside, we have a free motivational meeting. If you want to come to it, I want to know how Joe's doing. What can I do to help you get this goal? Because remember last week when you bought that stuff for me, you and I signed on to get your goal. So what are we going to do, Joe? Give him a couple days. Now Joe's like, that's cool. He gives a crap about what's happening with me. So now Joe's going to what in the next 3 to 5 days? You don't have to call him. Joe will show up. Sometime in the next 3 to 5 days, Joe's going to come in. Probably on Monday. Because he wants to see if I'm here on Monday to help motivate him, and he's here on Monday, if we really are backing our products, and not our products, but backing our process, backing ourselves, backing the sale. Okay, so we call Joe and Joe's love. Okay, now let's just say, worst case scenario, Joe didn't buy anything. And Coach, I'll be honest with you, this stuff tastes like crap, I don't like it. And he leaves the door. Before he leaves, I go, Joe, let me give you your card, let me get your number. If I come across something I truly think can help you, you mind if I give you a call? See, sure, cool. Here's his number. Even if he doesn't buy anything today, in 3 days, sometimes she says no, right? In 3 days, Joe, this is Coach, man. I was calling to check on you. You know how it works. I was calling to check on you, Joe. I know you didn't buy anything, right? And I'm not worried about what you bought. I want to know what you're trying to do to get your goal, buddy. Have you done anything to help yourself get that goal? No, not yet. Why not, Joe? What if you are the reason for your result? Joe, if you come back in, I can help you. We can talk it out. You don't have to buy anything. I'll just try to help you set some reasonable goals to get you where you want to be. You willing to come back?